Always remember the fact that you have free will. One of the biggest mental barriers I've had to spend removing, right? Or one of the biggest ones. And the gate, I think, was standing between me and becoming a different person, transforming, chasing what I wanted to do, was this idea that I did not have free will and that I was forced. There was a gun to my head that was forcing me to make these decisions. That I couldn't like someone today and decide that I don't like them tomorrow and move out because I was trying to feel these other people's feelings when that was never my responsibility. We are in this mental barriers because we take on other people's emotions. When somebody else is, let's say, you inconvenience someone, you forget that this person has their own independence. So why are you feeling their feelings? Why are you over apologizing for somebody else? Why are you over apologizing in your life? These words that we use, filler words, just, always apologizing. I'm sorry that I'm late. I'm sorry that I'm this. As though the other person does not have free will. And as though we are not, the other person doesn't have sovereignty over their own emotions. You are not in control of somebody else's emotions. Neither are you in control of the mental schemas that people have that govern why they tell you to do certain things. A lot of us are in conflict about what our purpose is because we have mental barriers. We are told who we must be, but we have free will, and that's what, programming is. It's the belief that you cannot escape that programming because you've been put there. And a lot of people will always say, when I'm 20, when I'm 30, when I'm 40, when I'm 50, I'll do this thing. And then you become 60, and then you're at your deathbed, and you don't have time. And then you live with all these regrets because society made you believe. That is the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing. You are programmed to believe you do not have free will. That is the biggest lesson God has taught me. And that is what I can say fully I've come to understand. That I have free will. That I have no obligation to do what you say. I have no obligation. I don't owe anyone anything. I have no obligation to say yes to make you happy because I'm not responsible for your feelings. I don't have free will to allow you to do me wrong and not stand up for myself. No, I have free will. And no one will deprive me of my free will because that's the one thing I know God gave me. So never forget that you have free will. You do not have to be friends you don't want to be with just because they're proximity friends. You do not have to stay in that relationship. It's abusive, but you're still there. Because what? You have programming. But know that that programming is not enough to keep you stuck. Your feet are not glued to the ground. Your feet are not glued to the ground in any situation in this life. So you claim that sovereignty and you do what you want with your own life because it is your life. And let no one, no matter how much audacity they have, tell you that you do not have free will. No. You have free will to do what you want with your life. You just have to change this. And then